we call you Mr. USA. We'd be right, wouldn't we?
Yes, sir. In May, I won the 1979 WBBG Mr. USA contest in New York, and I trained, you know, a little bit different than my wrestling training, because with my wrestling training, I trained for speed, ability, flexibility in the ring, and strength. But in bodybuilding, you know, you just train it for, you know, for a body. It is hard work, and it's altogether different than wrestling training. But in a way, it helped my wrestling because it straightened parts in my body that I don't ordinarily work when I'm wrestling.
What sort of a combination would you advise youngsters to use to get a good body?
Where you don't want to start off with weight that is too heavy. You want to, the best thing for a person never lift weights before is to just start off with the bar. Then as weeks go by, you know, you add weights onto the bar. You don't want to, if you start off too heavy, you're going to end up hurting yourself and you don't know what you're doing. Weights is very serious, and you got to be careful how you lift them, because you could very easily get hurt at weight training. I started weight training because I wanted to be bigger and stronger to wrestle, because my dream was to be a professional wrestler, and I knew in order to be a professional wrestler and compete with top competition, you had to be in top condition, and you got to have a strong body. You got to train every day.
And you do that?
Yes, sir. I train every day but Sunday. Sunday I go to church, but the other time I'm in the gym, I'm training, I'm running, and I'm concentrating on wrestling all the time, because the only way you're going to be good at anything, you got to put full concentration on it.
And concentration is something that you have to learn, and Tony Atlas has not only learned it, but he earned everything that came his way by working hard for it. Well, I'll be darned. And there is Tony Atlas' method of dealing with Lewin. And no Gary Hart on the outside of the ring. Here, a variety of wallops, and Lewin is bleeding badly from that contact with the ring post. And Atlas follows him up and delivers more. He's got Mark Lewin hanging on the ropes in a way that we have never seen Mark Lewin treated before. And Lewin went over the top rope, hit the Coliseum floor, and I'm afraid that Tony Atlas, in spite of everything, is going to find himself disqualified. The one thing where a referee does not have a choice is in the throwing over the top rope, and he is blasting. There's the diving cannonball, and there is Tony Atlas, and the fans telling him to give him another one, give him another one. Tony has lost this match. Technically, I'd say. He has been declared a loser on a disqualification, but he has proven to these fans that he is a winner. The way that he has mauled Mark Lewin, I have never seen anyone in the long time that I have seen Mark Lewin in the ring. I have never seen Mark Lewin handled that way, with or without Gary Hart. But Tony Atlas, making his debut here in Houston, proves that he is not only a man of muscle, he is a man of explosive temper, and certainly a man who can retaliate for any wrong done to him. That's Atlas pounding on maniac Mark Lewin and chasing him out into the aisle, and there goes a headbutt, and Mark Lewin is knocked halfway up the aisle and in the direction of the dressing room. Here, the reason is that the Sheik has appeared here, and with him is you'll pardon me if I get out of the way, but there is a snake, and this, you don't mind, yes, Gary Hart, suppose you step in between me and the snake, and everything will be fine.
Let me tell you, what you see the Sheik doing right now is the way he can charm any wrestler. He can charm anybody.
What's so charming about that?
Do you know very many people, Paul Bichet, play with snakes, talk to snakes, and kiss snakes? And the way that snake is wrapped around
I think you've kissed a few. Thank you. You pardon me, but I am not addicted to loving snakes. What would you? Why don't you just stand over there? You're such a brave young man.
So the snake can get me, but I want to tell you one thing. You see how he plays and charms this big,
You said that before.
82-pound boa constrictor, 13 foot long, is the way he's going to charm Andre the Giant. And when he gets you down, Andre, the snake is going to begin to wrap around your big, gross body. And then the snake is going to start to...
Snake, I love you for doing that. I love you.
I'm telling you, the man is weird. Look at him, look at him. Look, whoa, whoa. Keep him away up. Keep him away up.
I don't.
Have you ever seen anything like that in your life, Paul?
Why don't you just take him and take the snake away from here?
It's a little difficult, but I'll try.
Just lead him. Take the. Thank you. You pardon me, but clear the way there. When you take
Outside.
introduced to the snake.
You know, this Sheik is an awe-inspiring person, isn't he, Mr. Bosch?
Well, you said it. I didn't.
And together with a snake, what an incredible, and if I might coin a phrase, dynamic duo.
You like the
The
idea.
psychology is wonderful. First of all, frighten the victim with the snake, paralyze him in the grip of fear, and then just cast the snake aside and go in for the kill, Mr. Bosch. I love it. I love the thought of that. I do love that, I must admit, yes. Maybe I'll find a snake of my own, Mr. Bosch.
Well, you might listen to some of these people around here. They were applying that word when you were in the ring.
Yeah,
They didn't. They were wondering what you were employing to cut Charlie Cook down, and I heard the word snake used rather frequently.
Well, they were misled by something. I don't know. These people are terribly biased against me here, Mr. Bosch. You know why?
I can't imagine
Because
why.
they know several things can happen. Firstly, and most importantly, they know I am the man to take the World Heavyweight Championship away from a Texan. Secondly, they know there is nobody who can last in that same squared circle with me for a period of time. I mean, with this fellow Cook, it was just a question of time. I don't know what his excuse was. Down he went, and next week, down goes another one the same way, Mr. Bosch.
Gino Hernandez, and you think you can handle him.
Yes, you know something, Mr. Bosch. This fellow is on the brink of the transitional stage between boy and man. Let us hope that after next week he becomes a man and not an invalid.
Thank you, thank you. And Wahoo's got to be careful. Oh, and he was careful, but it's a careful way to lose your teeth, because Race is not only driving into him with his body, but he was driving into him with his head, and that head was hitting Wahoo right squarely on the jawbone. And fans are protesting the manner in which Race took McDaniel down that time. That ought to help. So, whoa, Wahoo come up again with a tremendously accurate and hard clout with a tomahawk chop of his. He's got him stuck there, and he is making the best of the opportunity. A picture of a man standing on his head, and he was truly knocked into that position. This time, Wahoo did not fall for that headlong dive of Harley Race. And as Wahoo sets him up, he came across with a beautiful chop. We may have a fall. It's a fall. It's a fall. Roll, and he had to rush from one side to the other, in order to make the count. Wahoo caught one that time. So Race moves in and off here on the concrete. This cold concrete alongside of us is Wahoo McDaniel. Harley Race driving that blow into Wahoo McDaniel, and Wahoo returning the compliment, and we could have a fall. There's one, there's two. It's close again as the referee gets down there and drives into now with Race hanging in the rope. We've got problems. We've got the referee breaking the hold. We've got Harley Race bleeding and bleeding. Here's Wahoo again, same hold, lifting him, and how he heists him up and drops him. Wahoo on top. There's one again, there's two, and again, Harley Race just barely able to squeeze out from underneath. Wahoo going for the dive on top of him, and you saw Harley Race instinctively raise those knees to protect himself. And Wahoo dove on top of them, and that sometimes can be almost fatal, believe me, in a match like this. Harley again going for the heist, the lift, and Wahoo comes for the roll up. There's one, there's two, and he rolls him up again, and he grabs him. He grabbed him by, I thought he grabbed him by the trunks. The Texas State Heavyweight title will be on the line. What Ox Baker tries to take it away from Maniac Mark Lewin. And Mr. Gary Hart, who manages the Maniac, has a word to say about that.
I would like to say one thing to everybody in Beaumont, Texas. Ox Baker is the biggest, the baddest dude they say ever walked into a wrestling ring. They say he's armed with a hard punch that he can put any three men out, that he's one of the most feared men in wrestling. Well, let me tell you, Mark Lewin did not win, and he does not expect to retain the Texas title easily. And we are pleased as we can be that everybody in Beaumont are going to see Lewin defend successfully against the big, ugly Ox Baker.
Ox Baker may be big and Ox Baker may be ugly, but may we tell you that he is also tough. And we tell you, too, that tickets are on sale at the Beaumont Civic Center, and the action and a tremendous card it is that brings top flight wrestling to the Beaumont and Golden Triangle area. We can tell you that on February the 7th, a Thursday night, we will have a big thing going. Make your plans now to attend. See Maniac Mark Lewin defending his title and Gary Hart telling him how. We'll be back again in just a moment. And Maniac makes his title battle between Ox Baker and Maniac Mark Lewin. But we have tag team action when James J. Dillon manages the team of Sakaruda and Hito against Jose Lothario and Tiger Conway.
I might add, this is my first opportunity to come to Beaumont, Texas, and I've handled some of the greatest wrestling talent in the world, which means it's a real treat that I have chosen, among with other commitments, to choose Beaumont, Texas to bring Mr. Sakurada, who you see to my left, and Mr. Hito, and I think the only ones in the entire Civic Center in Beaumont that are going to be disappointed are going to have to be Jose Lothario and Tiger Conway Jr., because I know before we ever arrive in Beaumont, before I ever put one foot in the city limits, that my men are going into Beaumont as the underdogs. I know that Lothario and Tiger Conway have a great following there, but you see, that doesn't bother me in the least, because I don't need their support, the support of the people. My team will be winners.
So you've heard from James J. Dillon. Mr. Hito here has been silent until Sakurada, but who gets a chance to talk with James J. Dillon around?